So, Zach, as I was talking to you about, Bowser's into big girls.
Huh?
Yeah. the
Huh?
the new commercial for Mario Wonder has Bowser face to face with Princess Peach. A elephant fruit jumps along the screen. She turns into Elephant Peach, and then he throws away this one flower and presents her with a bouquet. So Nintendo says that is canon now. Bowser likes him big.
Represent, I suppose.
Yes. Anyway, hello everyone.
Huh?
Wonderful. Roll Skull Podcast, baby.
This is the content you come here for.
Performing
Or else.
Or else. But
this chapter.
Chapter 1095 on our spooky day of October 13th, a Friday. Friday the 13th. Woo!
Let's go. Or if you're watching this when it comes out, Happy Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh no!
Oh my God. Happy birthday, Jesus.
Happy birthday indeed.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, a funny little baby has stolen Buggy's nose on our art request, and I love him.
Oh my goodness.
He is a precious lad. Ah, wonderful.
Man, even in the cover pages though, things are starting to look real scribbly.
Come on, it's not that bad.
Look at Buggy's chin right here.
Oh, yeah. All right, yeah. I give.
Like, this is a cover page, man. I know there's supposed to be fun little doodles that you do, but like, I don't know.
I will say the art is better in the chapter. It's got support, but it kind of is more of.
He's at least focusing more on what needs to be focused on.
Yeah.
So at the very least, where your eye is supposed to be drawn is looking at good stuff.
True.
Also, dude, Saturn is crazy.
Oh, Saturn is crazy.
Like, good lord.
Like,
regeneration, he could just look at you and you're dead. Beat that.
He shoots guns from his eyes. It's insane. Also, they're alluding to like this weird ability that it's either hockey based or Devil Fruit based, but based on what they say later, it's Devil Fruit based. Apparently, mythical Zoids have this weird paralysis effect.
All of them?
All of them, because Luffy.
All of them?
Yeah, because Saturn does this thing against Sanji, Frankie, and the others that kind of pins them down. And Kuzan is talking, but he's also pinned down. So I don't know if Stargun was like the weird effort needed to paralyze him or whatever.
I don't think that's paralyzing on Kizaru. I think that was Kizaru took a really big hit and he's tired.
Possibly, yeah.
Because we weren't seeing any of that with, like...
Kaido.
I mean, I guess technically, if you want to stretch it, Kaido hit Luffy really hard, and Luffy didn't get up. Same with Kid, but I think that's more or less the fact that Kaido just hits really hard.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing with Kizaru. I think this is special to...
Saturn.
Because I don't think you're seeing Marco pull something like this.
Yeah, but then Marco's not awakened because he sucks.
Yeah.
Also, we're jumping around here because we've already done the performing for you thing on my channel where I go step by step by step by step.
Yeah.
So I just want to say Jinbei sucks. Jinbei.
Yeah, let's start with what's most important.
I can't. I'm gonna do a big video about this, but like it's gonna be a full movie. I promise. I can't stand this. I can't stand it. Kuma has gotten a whole lord up. Kuma has continuously been one of the most interesting warlords in the series. Everybody else has had something going on. Even the ones that we don't know much about yet, like Weevil. Weevil's interesting just based off a concept, because like, what are you? You kind of get what I mean? Jinbei, we've seen the whole plot of him, and his backstory is focused on everybody but him. I have been racking my brain to try to figure out, are there any little tidbits that there's going to be a storyline for him in the future that doesn't exist? We don't get the scene like in Jaya where like Sanji says, "Oh, I'm from the North Blue." That could be a possible opening for something else. We don't get like the.
You've been pouring through the entirety of the Dead Sea Scrolls trying to find where is Jinbei here?
Where does he
fit?
I have been rereading Thriller Bark on and off throughout the year. Every time Brook is on screen in that arc, he's like, "I used to be a swordsman. I used to work for a battle convoy.
We do everything that we can to hype Brook up.
Yes.
So that we know everything that we need to about him by the end of the arc.
Yes, and we know that there are more things that are coming. He just doesn't talk about.
It's incredible because Brook is just a great character who is instantly endearing, instantly great, always funny, always just the best.
And is in a very unique situation, as you pointed out, because he's like a weird, decayed person who that his fruit is indebted to him to actually work despite his condition.
Yeah.
Because he's a weird skeleton man, and no one's like him in the world. But with Jinbei, what is it? I'm not even, no japes here. Like, actually, what is happening? What is the unique thing about him? What is unique about his character? What's unique about his condition? What is there? He's a fishman that joined the warlords. Big whoop. That thing has been taken away now because Kuma's a buccaneer, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Was talking to somebody else from the Discord. Buccaneer apparently isn't the translation. So we'll see that on Sunday. But as opposed to being, I'm a unique race, yada yada, Jinbei's lost that card now because Kuma is more interesting. A buccaneer is a half giant. Half giants aren't a common thing. They aren't.
I think we've had have we had any half giants other than this now?
Like, okay, there's Big Pan, who's a wonton, which is like a fishman and giant mixed together.
Okay.
He's from Foxy Pirates.
Is Wadatsumi something like that?
No, he's just a fishman.
He's just a big fish guy.
Big fishman, and then presumably, this is all theory, presumably a Oni or Ogre, like what Kaido and Yamato are, they're presumably half ancient giant.
Okay.
Because they all got horns, and presumably Moria's one too, because he's got horns, and in both arcs they have ancient giant lackeys. So they're always associated with ancient giants in one way or the other. And Moria was really well informed about Oars' past, so he read the books. So it's weird that he's I guess you could say culturally informed about.
He was chilling on Elbaf and Saul let him read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saul and Moria go way back. Didn't you know? Big sprawling ocean. Nah, everyone knows everyone. We got connections, brother.
Oh no. Uta, what have you done?
Anyway.
But anyway.
So, did you hear Uta's mixtape? Of course I have. A third of the planet watched her live stream at once.
Oh, Phil Bread.
I hate film bread so much.
We're gonna get to film bread too in this discussion because the allegations are going very high. They're sky high.
Oh my goodness, the Shanks cannot dodge the allegations anymore.
We see the wire under his coat. It's crazy. But getting back to me, spurging out about this fish.
Getting back to what's important. What is Jinbei?
Oh, I guess he's the first example of fishman jujitsu, not karate jujitsu. Mm-hmm. So he's got that. I think he's the only guy who's the master of that. But brother, there is nothing.
Your power set being unique, and that being the only unique thing about you, is the least unique thing that you can do to a character in the shonen manga sphere.
I would say in writing in general, unless that's the point. Because what does this bring to the narrative? You throw water. Brother, how is that important?
I would say if Zoro did not exist,
yeah,
Jinbei would be great for the crew.
Yes.
Because every crew needs a straight man for all these wacky cartoon characters. Jinbei is stoic and humble and kind, and I guess that would fit the role. Because him just going, oh my god, making a big wah face whenever silly things are happening, that would be a good place for him to be as part of the gag.
Right.
But Zoro exists.
Also, and this has been going on for 10 years. So anybody on YouTube, I'm sorry you're not original. Because I just saw a video talking about, I saw the thumbnail about Jinbei and the discussion of honor. Brother, Jinbei's not the honor character. If you think Jinbei's the honor character, you're reading the wrong manga. Zoro's the honor character.
Yeah.
Zoro has always been the honor character. Zoro was the honor character in chapter 3. Okay? What is this meme about? And I don't blame any one person. This has been a thing, I'm telling you, because I've experienced this, that has gone on for at least 15 years.
Yeah.
Ever since I got into the community, people were talking about this on Arlong Park forums. People talk about on Reddit that Jinbei is the honor character. And I'm like, did you not read Thriller Bark? Did you not read anything before Thriller Bark? Did you miss the Usopp versus Luffy fight where Zoro is the dad and says, all of you stand on the ship, this is a man fight. This is a fight between a captain and a subordinate being insubordinate. What manga are you reading?
Jinbei being on the ship probably reacts closer to what Sanji does.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Where they're about to say something that they are going to regret, so Sanji kicks Luffy through a wall.
Yes.
It tells him to shut up, you're being childish.
He's only done that one time on Fisherman Island to Brook, which did not sit well because I'm like, brother, Brook's older than you and has more life experience. What are you talking to him like that for?
Yeah.
Like he says, oh, we gotta get together. We're the crew of the future power cup. I'm like, shut up.
Are you Jinbei?
What gets me is that Brook and Jinbei are almost the same character. It's just that Brook is written better.
I mean, I guess.
Because like
what are the similarities?
Okay, so both of them were in, I guess, militaries. I guess before being pirates. Both of them were the only people when they became pirates. Both of them were the only people on their crews, other than their respective captains, who had bounties. And then both of them became captains of their respective crews. The only difference is that Jinbei went further in his career because he didn't die.
Well, those three things about their backstory doesn't matter for Brook at all.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't affect Brook as a character whatsoever.
No.
That is Jinbei's entire character.
Yes, because with Brook, we have the crippling loneliness.
Yeah.
And the body horror of discovering that your entire person is gone, but your afro.
Hilariously, probably the most inhuman, monstrous, alone in the world creature that exists in this world.
Yes.
The first thing that Oda does is tie him into being human.
Yes. With human emotions, human feelings, and all the human sensations.
And human struggles.
Yes.
I mean, Jinbei, I guess you could say he's got very human struggles.
Not really.
If you want to be one of these guys that want to tie Arlong to Malcolm X and all of the Fishman racism thing, I guess you could say yes, Jinbei is a human character with human struggles.
If you want to be cringe.
If you want to really go that direction, but
which, if we're going that direction, let's go down that route for 1 second. Not so much to turn anybody off, but Jinbei has no experience with slavery.
No.
He is a poser.
I mean, we don't know that. That's the purpose of the sun tattoo, is that we don't know. He might.
Yeah, as he was sitting in Fishman Island with his cushy job as a member in Neptune's army.
He was a slave to the system, man.
I guess so. Also, he's the first one to sell out because he becomes a warlord, which did nothing for nobody.
Which did actually not... Like, every other warlord. Right?
Everybody else.
Look at the Kuja.
The Kuja are absolutely fine because of Boa.
The Kuja have a major problem dealing with Marines. So Boa becomes a warlord. Kuja Island, or Amazon Lily,
yeah,
perfectly fine. No Marines are coming in to kill everyone on Amazon Lily until the moment that Boa is no longer a warlord.
And even when they try to invade the island, they kind of get mollywopped.
Fishman Island has to employ a Yonko.
2. Now 3. 3.
Who was the second one?
It was first.
Whitebeard.
It was Whitebeard. Then it was Big Mom.
Yeah.
Now it's Luffy. Oh no!
Yeah, Fishman Island. Like, why? What is the point of being a warlord if you still need to hire pirates for defense of your city from the Marines?
Mind you, Moria's sitting in the fog with a whole human trafficking ring so he can eat people's shadows.
Granted, that's what I love about One Piece.
Yes.
It's because of that. Because the Florian Triangle, who's going to go into the Florian Triangle to stop Moria?
Well, other than Kuma, but nobody.
No one.
No one.
Kuma didn't even go to stop Moria.
No, he just said, hey, bruh, these guys are bad news. And Moria's like, I'm Gecko Moria! Kishi! And then, well,
Hey, man, these guys are bad news. And he's like, I know! Trying!
Blackbeard, who's that? Oh,
I love Gecko Moria.
I love, he's an onion. It's so good. He's my favorite. I love him so much. Also, then we have Dracula be like it be okay. I'm spiraling because okay, if you go down the warlord list, right? Kuma is just interesting. Kuma has been interesting since day one. Mihawk is interesting. Every time another swordsman is introduced, you're like, okay, this guy doesn't have a black blade. How good is Mihawk actually?
Yeah.
Because it's gotten to the point now it's ridiculous. We have Odin now who didn't have a black blade. So like, oh, Mihawk must be the real deal, for real, for real. Then you have Bucky just constantly failing up.
Mihawk is the real deal. And we know he's the real deal, not just because of like the connotations, the implications of having a black blade, right?
Right.
Mihawk we know is the real deal because we see Zoro doing things.
Yes.
And Zoro still is not as powerful as Mihawk.
No, he is not. And he learned from Mihawk.
He learned from Mihawk. We're Zoro cutting Pika in half is effectively him emulating Diet Mihawk.
Yes.
So we don't even need to see Mihawk do anything.
Nothing.
Because every feat that Zoro has, vicariously is Mihawk's W.
Because Mihawk missed and then cut one of those frozen tsunamis in Marineford. So yeah. No, I mean, it's ridiculous. Crocodile is always interesting because who are you actually?
Other than Luffy's mom.
I want to get to that soon too. Because my community and other communities have gone hog wild. But it's Doflamingo, even. Doflamingo's
got a whole arc with Dofi.
A whole arc. And Dofi, and what we find out is what's very interesting is that Dofi really is the opposite of Kuma. It's fantastic that they're shown off together.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. But all these characters with all this back, even Blackbeard, he was a warlord. Law's more interesting. I know.
Law is a warlord, though?
He was.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, he was at one point. Law, Buggy, and Weevil all held the position before.
Well, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying Law was never a warlord. I'm talking about Law being interesting as a warlord.
I mean, as a character who has held the warlord position.
Even then.
I mean,
Law is a very interesting case where we see him the first time. His design is so striking. His power is so cool. His nickname, his general like idea of what he is. Like, he's a doctor. He's like Pirate King Chopper. It's so sick.
It is.
And then the more we learned about Law, the less interesting he became.
Yeah. He doesn't like bread though, so that's funny.
Although Rocinante was genuinely cool.
I love Rocinante.
Like, his relationship with Rocinante is genuinely cool.
Even like Rocinante and Dofi is interesting because like he knows his brother is evil. That's fantastic. Which, I don't know, that could speak poorly to his character. I'm not sure. Because was that even fair to say that Dofi was born evil? I mean, he is evil, but like,
Yeah,
he
but diggity dog, you're his brother.
right?
How is somebody born evil? You came up with the exact same circumstances as him.
Right. Which
you should know. You out of everyone should know that people can change.
Yeah.
People can make a difference.
And how hard that lifestyle is to break because you were actually at the height of opulence.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's super weird. But that makes Doflamingo very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that also opens him up to more story. Unlike Jinbei.
I was about to say, then we get to Jinbei, who is a fish.
Mind you, Neptune has gotten more plot. That makes him interesting. Otahime was interesting. Fisher Tiger was interesting. Koala is very, very interesting. Because she is very unique based on her situation.
The absolute moment that we get the Shaboti Archipelago.
Yes.
And Nami puts a hand over her mouth in horror and awe. Arlong is suddenly an interesting character.
Yes. The goober from the start is more interesting because now we have context to be like, oh, he was bad, but he was actually going through trauma as well. Oh. Uh-oh. Which makes Hachi also interesting because they kind of built that thing together. They were the boys.
I love Hachi.
Hachi's great.
I love Hachi.
Kami's more interesting.
Why wasn't Hachi? Why was it Jinbei? Why wasn't it Hachi?
Why wasn't it Hachi? I would take 8 sword style over anything. The only thing that's less interesting in Jinbei is Hody Jones. Even Hody Jones is interesting.
Is he?
Because the pills are interesting.
Hody Jones was.
That's a writing feat. Hody
Jones jobbed to Zoro in his own arc.
Yes, underwater, mind you.
Underwater.
Goodness gracious.
How do you manage? How do you manage to take the stakes out of a villain so completely?
Well, you take them out so much so that a giant boat becomes your arc antagonist.
Yeah. I mean, Vanderdecken was a much more interesting villain.
Yeah, because he's a pervert, but not really.
Vanderdecken has a villainous intent that is steeped in humanity.
Yes. Yeah, humanity, all right.
Vanderdecken is a huge pervert man.
Yes.
Who is a big creepy dude who touched a VTuber once and will never wash his hands.
Yeah.
What is more human?
Goodness gracious. Awful.
Oh Lord.
But even that is more interesting. Then we get to Jinbei. Oh, what about his Thunderbolt scar? What about it?
Do you honestly think they're going to explain how Jinbei got his scar?
Many people on Reddit do. I have talked to them. They think that is the Oedipus of his character, the Thunderbolt scar. I probably said that word wrong, but we're rolling with it.
Well,
yeah.
How?
Because it's a unique shape.
It's not a unique scar. It's not a unique shape. You know who else has a lightning bolt scar?
Harry Potter.
Let's go, boy!
Yeah, baby!
It has just as much character as Jinbei.
The boy who lived.
The boy who lived.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest about Jinbei.
All right.
Bonnie turned him into a tiny baby boy.
Yes.
He still had the scar.
Yes.
He got the scar when he was a tiny baby. There is nothing interesting that you can say about Jinbei's childhood.
Well, technically, Zakk, that didn't affect the scars. It only affect his age. So he got the scar he was on the sea because he
It
didn't.
literally de-ages you.
But it doesn't like turn back the time. It doesn't heal wounds.
Yes, it does.
Wait.
It literally turns back time.
Wait a minute. Wait.
That's what the power is. It reverts you into a previous version of yourself.
Wait. Now I gotta look him up. Hold on. Wait.
Is that not how the power works?
It just like it. Not.
It makes you a young version of yourself, but not a young version of yourself, but a young version of your current self. That's not how that works. That's not how time works.
Because he doesn't.
You're reverting someone to their childhood state.
But it doesn't like delete. Because he had the sun tattoo as well. We know that he got that later in life.
Yeah, and I guess Vegapunk still had his head removed.
Right, yeah.
I guess this power is dumb and stinky. I don't like it.
No! But still, the point still stands like, okay, the Thunderbolt scar is more important than the sun tattoo. Well, I guess so, because the sun tattoo has no context because he was never the slave. Like, Jinbei should have been Fisher Tiger. Because it's like, what are you?
We also set up, remember the plot point where Jinbei was sat in front of Big Mom?
Oh, yeah.
And had to sacrifice something?
Yeah.
To get away?
Exactly.
Did he?
He just said, I didn't do it because I didn't like how it looked.
Remember Pedro?
I remember Pedro.
Remember how much cooler that was when they did it with Pedro?
Yeah, and but Carrot's still on that ship because I refuse to believe Otis is bad. I refuse. I actually refuse. And then you remember how when Luffy's about to knock Kaido out, he actually says Pedro?
I can't believe.
Bruh.
I cannot believe out of everybody that Luffy could have said, he decided to say Pedro.
That is crazy.
Did Luffy have a conversation with Pedro?
No, but Carrot loves him.
Who cares?
He cares about the parents of his crewmates.
No, he doesn't. Monkey D. Luffy?
Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey D. Luffy has not had a single conversation with Pedro. Wasn't even there when he died.
Goodness. Goodness gracious. Oh.
Why? It's like there are so many other people that you could talk about that, right? And Wano.
Yeah. Yasue.
Yasue.
Yeah.
Did he see No, he was in Uda when Yasue died, right?
Yeah. Well, no, he saw him die. Yeah, he saw him die.
Was he there when Yasue died?
Yeah, he watched it.
Luffy.
Yeah, and because then he said people shouldn't laugh when someone's dying. That's what he said.
I genuinely don't remember Luffy being there for that, but I'll believe you because that would require me to reread Wano to find the answer.
Oh no! But yeah, no, he was there.
Okay, so yeah, he could use Yasue there.
But
even though he didn't know Yasue, that would be like I'm doing this for all of those who have fallen, like Ace and Roger and Ashura Doji.
Ashura Doji.
I do this for Choo Choo.
Choo Choo.
He has had more screen time with Choo Choo than he had with Pedro.
Yeah, he has.
Who cares about Pedro in that situation?
Yeah, but he was a guy that died, I guess, in a unrelated. Wait a minute, Whole Cake didn't have anything to do with Wano. What are we talking about? What? Oh, well.
Pedro had nothing to do with that current situation. I don't understand what Oda is thinking sometimes.
He's thinking Carrot's gonna be on the crew. That's what he's thinking.
I mean, I guess.
When in doubt, push the agenda.
Like, what was even the point of reminding the audience that Pedro existed?
I don't know. Like, what is the purpose of putting Carrot on volume 105? I
Like,
don't.
this is like this is what they're trying to make like the Super Saiyan of One Piece, right?
Right, yes.
The biggest transformation, the most important single event that has happened in One Piece is Gear 5th.
Yes.
Could you imagine if Goku turned Super Saiyan and he's like, I do this for my friends, Krillin and Piccolo and Gangster Rabbit, I blew up on the moon.
And Bacterium, that weird guy.
Bacterium.
I'll protect.
I do this for you, Devil Man. Like Yajirobe.
Like Yajirobe. Well, he is a friend. He technically is.
Yajirobe to Goku has more of a connection to be mentioned in a Super Saiyan transformation than Pedro to Luffy.
True. That's crazy. Goodness. But anyway.
But Jinbei.
But Jinbei. So he throws the water. He's real boring. And in this climactic arc, when he's the most honorable and loyalist Straw Hat, who comes in to save Luffy when he's about to get stomped on by a giant devil cow spider? Frankie. Because Egghead is super!
Super! Let's go.
Let's go. Also,
I want to say one more thing about Jinbei.
Yes.
I know that we're hanging on this for a long time, but this is the Jinbei show, baby.
Yes.
Have you watched Red Letter Media at all?
Yes, I have.
You know Mr. Plinkett's legendary Star Wars reviews.
I've seen every single one.
Okay. You know that bit where he's talking about, like, where he's just saying, like, the old characters from the original trilogy, they were, like, full of life and archetypes, and you could really just talk about who they are as people. So they go in and they ask random people, it's like, who is Han Solo? And be like, oh, he's a roguish guy. He's a little bit dirty in a way.
Right, he's a pirate.
He might betray you, but he's got a heart of gold. At the end of the day, he's gonna come in and be loyal because he's a good friend.
Yes.
And then they talk about like Luke and Leia, and then they go, Qui-Gon Jinn. He's stoic. We got Qui-Gon Jinbei, baby.
And now I need to add on to that point. Okay, so if you set a bunch of One Piece nerds down in the room, right? And you show Chomper on screen, you'll have some people mouth off and say, oh, he's a cute baby. Oh, he's actually a freakish abomination that no one in One Piece actually knows what he is. Some people may call him the Doctor. Some people may call him the Monster. But you can have a long, thought-out conversation about what he is because his situation
is... At least somebody in the room is going to mention the gag.
Yes. Yes.
There's so many things. Every Straw Hat, there are so many things that you can talk about.
Yes.
You can talk about Sanji. Like, Zoro is supposed to be the stoic, straight man shonen protagonist.
Exactly.
Ask a Zoro fan just how much they love Zoro. And how long they will talk about how cool he is. And
they'll strike an onigiri pose sometime in that conversation.
Yeah. His name's Zolo, he's just like a samurai.
Yes.
That's all you need.
There have been video essay about Nami, about Robin. Even Frankie here. Think about Frankie and how just heartwarming his backstory is.
Think about Frankie and Brooke.
Yes.
The two characters that get the absolute least amount of screen time in One Piece.
Yes.
And how much everyone loves them.
And how weirdly dynamically opposed they are. One is like magic, the other one is technology, but they look so good together like peanut butter and jelly. They're so good. Oh, they're riding on the motorcycle on Wano. I love that scene. Oh my goodness.
Oh my. Brooke calling Big Mom young lady is the best thing that has ever happened in the entire world.
Yes.
I love him so much.
Even like this is why the familial thing kind of works with them, because even in Thriller Bark, it feels like when he's with Robin, it feels like you're introducing your like fiance to your crazy dad,
Yeah.
and he gets so pissed at Brooke all the time. You see it immediately. Oh, and they're not even crewmates at that point. And then towards the end of the arc, where Zoro is fighting Ryuma, he's actually holding Brooke because he just got beaten by Ryuma, and the character's even there.
Yeah.
And then you get to Jinbei. Mind
Has
you,
Jinbei had a conversation with any Straw Hat not named Luffy?
no. When he sees humanitarian crimes being committed against this person, when this abominable freak of a angel baby is like 50 kilometers away from him, and he's running with Straw Hat Chomper, he says, "Oh wow, that guy looks like me. Yeah, that's weird. Let's go." You're talking to the doctor, the humanitarian, as a humanitarian yourself, about the human rights violation in front of you, and that's all you have to say.
The world government has made a clone of you to be used as a tool to oppress your people.
A perversion of the fighting style that you have worked so hard to mend and bind and put together to defend your people is now being used as a tool. Better, mind you,
put them down and collect more slaves that look like you.
Yes. More effectively, might I add, because you could probably utilize both the powers of the swim fruit and the laser beams. So, what are we waffling about? Like, what is this?
Why would Jinbei not have a single thing to say about that? Is it just because Vegapunk is a good guy, and so that we're not allowed to say that the things that he does is bad?
If anything, both him and Bonnie should be trying to kill Vegapunk at every given opportunity. Now, okay, so yes, S-Shark.
S-Shark is a physical representation, a figment of everything that Jinbei should stand against. Every single thing about his character should lead him to absolutely abhor this creature that he's seeing before him, right?
Yes.
And he likes them.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is cool. This is fine. Because Vegapunk is a good guy. And he's not allowed to do bad things. Because then how could he be a good guy?
We have to kill him, Zakk. We not just Vegapunk, both of them. Jinbei too. Both of them have to die. They have to.
Like, I feel like this is an example of what people will say One Piece is a baby show for babies. It's a children's manga. You shouldn't think about it that much. Because Vegapunk is the good guy, and the good guys don't do bad stuff. Right, Hero Look? Right, Koza?
Why are you making me think about old Piece?
Well, let's think about newer pieces. Right, Roshinante?
Oh.
Right, Gang Beige?
Who's actually just a good father and a supportive husband. And a bro, because he got his boy married.
Yeah. He's the ultimate wingman.
And he inducted his father-in-law into the mafia, who should be dead, but we will talk about that.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
Like, bad people do good things, and good people do bad things.
Exactly.
It happens all the time. Look at... Well, I don't even know if Bonnie's an example of that.
Bonnie's okay.
We haven't seen Bonnie commit a single crime.
No.
How did she get a bounty?
Yeah. And on the flip, Vegapunk can't stop committing crimes?
against nature, that's for sure.
I mean, like,
But the first thing that we see about Vegapunk's past, right, is
Yeah.
that like all of Vegapunk's assistants are these megalomaniacal evil scientist guys.
yeah, every single one.
Every single one of them. Vegapunk, well, we have to show that he's a good guy, so we're gonna have him turn gunpowder into flowers.
Turn the gunpowder into the flower.
So he's a good dude.
Even though that doesn't have any negative connotations at all.
So these crimes against humanity, against the entire world that he's committed, nah, they're cool. They're fine. Look, Jinbei likes him.
Jinbei.
If Jinbei likes it, that means we should like it. If Jinbei doesn't have a problem, then why are we thinking about it?
I guess so. Meanwhile,
we should just be as open-hearted and open-minded as Jinbei.
Or as Vegapunk, because we can see right into his head.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's a much better punchline. Cut my piece out. Just cut to your punchline. It's funnier. Just hire a new co-host. That's you again.
No. After the whole bit is funny, leave it all in. But
now I have to start yelling expletives and slurs to get it cut out of
no, please no.
It's the only way. Just know that I don't do this because I want to, but because I have to.
No.
See, that is a much more human moment than Jinbei could ever
have. And we have arrived at the joke, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, everyone. Tip your waitresses.
Oh my goodness gracious! Subscribe to Policy.
Subscribe to Reddit Sephiroth.
Holy smokes! No, we're not done talking about.
No, we're not. But you thought we did. Spooky Friday the 13th. Woo!
That was a scary bit. Oh my god. I'm losing the point. The point is gone. It's now a bat. Anyway. So
right. Jinbei's
Jinbei is poopy and bad.
Jinbei's poopy and bad. I hope he is replaced by Koala. Anyway, because the revolutionaries are also starting to look sus.
I just hope that we get a moment where Saturn is about to kill Luffy, right? He's about to do his big ol' stare attack.
Yeah.
And Luffy is about to be obliterated. And just in the right moment, Luffy can crawl himself away behind a stack of boxes that will break
exactly
the line of sight, thus rendering Jinbei a useful member of the crew.
Indeed. Why
is he moving luggage right now?
Because Oda does not know what to do. If you had a clear indication that he did not know what to do with Jinbei, my goodness. Also, this is agenda piece now. Bonnie's joining. I don't care. I'm done pretending. I wasn't pretending before, but I'm certainly not pretending now. Because when you have Kuba teaching Bonnie the Nika pose.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
What are we going from here? Where?
Oh my God.
Where?
I hate that part of this chapter.
Nika is now, which it makes sense because, I
guess it does make sense. You're not going to have a warrior of liberation without having somebody that knows a story about him, right?
That's how the fruit was made, apparently, presumably. That people had to worship this deity in order for it to manifest into a being. If we're taking Vegapunk at his word.
But good God.
It's a little heavy, but it makes sense because the real giants, do have sun worship in their culture. So it makes sense that will trickle down to not full giants, and they too would have a sun worship thing going on. So
when it really comes down to it, my favorite foreshadowing is done after the fact.
Yeah.
Let's foreshadow Nika. now.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It could have been done in Whole Cake because they're the same. It's the same thing. I want to argue, but I can't. I have no ammo. And it's not even.
I guess this is just tying. This is tying Kuma and by extension Bonnie to Luffy right now.
Yeah, which I mean,
as if we needed to do that.
Though to be fair with Kuma, he's decked out in suns like all the time.
Yeah,
but because the reticles of sun, the paws can be read as a sun. But this is a little wild.
This almost feels exclusively to tie Bonnie to the crew.
Yeah, it does.
Because Bonnie knows Kuma's backstory.
Exactly.
It's not like we're gonna have like any chance that Kuma's joining the crew.
No.
He's way too busted.
Well, he could in a sense.
No.
I mean, spiritually.
No. Spiritually, if he's joining vicariously with Bonnie.
Or like somebody joins with his power. Yeah. But like that's
like if you want to have like the slaves talk about, oh man, like this Nika guy is gonna come in and liberate us all, right? Like, yeah. I guess that's something that you would want to put into the world building of your world.
Yeah.
You know the best part about this is going to retroactively explain Boa. Hancock.
Wait a minute now. Oh, that makes it worse, don't it?
Get what I'm getting at?
I get what you're getting. Ooh.
You're telling me the Celestial Dragon slaves have a funny little story about this warrior of liberation that will save them? And Boa just so happens to fall madly in love with that guy?
Oof.
I don't know.
Oof. Big oof. That's an oof.
If this is such an important thing, why are we hearing about it now?
Like, it didn't.
Do you know how many slaves we've met?
Yeah, Fisher Tiger was that Fisherman Island, really. That whole thing.
Why isn't this something that Jinbei was saying when Gear 5th was revealed?
He has not had a reaction. He's seen his Warner poster.
He's seen
him.
He's seen him.
He's seen him. Like,
he's seen Luffy in action.
You know what's the crazy part? When Vegapunk is explaining this to the Straw Hats, Jinbei's not even there to hear that explanation. Which I'm like, but he should know already. Like,
if this was a story told amongst the slaves, don't you think Fisher Tiger would have brought all of his crew together? Be like, listen, guys, I'm trying to emulate this guy.
Yeah.
That I heard as like this story, right?
Yeah.
I heard the story when I was a slave, because I was a slave, and I hate humans. But there's this one human. I guess he might be a human. He might be something else, a buccaneer, maybe. Whatever this Joy Boy guy is, I want to be that guy. Don't you think that in your pirate crew, your band of merry friends, you're gonna have nights where you're just sailing on the ocean? You get your cook to bring out a whole bunch of booze. The music's playing. Everyone's getting sauced up. You're just enjoying your fine life on the ship, and you're just exchanging shanties and stories amongst your friends, as pirates are wont to do. Don't you think Tiger would have mentioned that story to his most trusted second in command?
Especially
the first knight of the sea, Jinbei?
Especially seeing as how we're called the Sun Pirates. Just let that sit. We're the Sun Pirates.
Jinbei had no idea. So, guess he never talked to his captain.
You know what?
Then again, nothing's changed.
You know what the fly in the ointment is about this? When Jinbei, Bonnie, Chomper, and Luffy crash land on the shores of Egghead Island, you know what Bonnie says to Luffy as we get that funny back shot of her that everyone cooms over? You know what she says to Luffy directly? Oh, this bounty poster is you. You look different.
Yeah.
That sets up that she knows.
Yeah.
Because she saw the thing that her father talked about. Jinbei, you're terrible.
And I hate to bring it back to Jinbei, but like, isn't this something that we should have learned from Jinbei?
Yeah.
Instead of a Kuma flashback.
Or instead of who's who, random Catman in Wano. Who is who's who? Literally, I mean, that's the joke, but what?
Who's who told Jinbei?
What?
Jinbei had no idea.
And then
He
Jinbei
never knew.
And then Jinbei gets mad.
Tiger never told him.
And then you can maybe infer that, like, oh, well, Jinbei knew. Well, you don't know that he knew. He just gets mad because he said a racist thing. Like, that had no, there was no connecting line between that and him knowing.
There's a 0% chance that Jinbei knows.
Yeah.
You want to know how I know?
How you know?
There's a 0% chance that Jinbei knows. Because Jinbei did not have a reaction to seeing Luffy become the sun god, warrior of liberation, with the exact drum beats that the slaves would mention in the stories.
Yeah, they imitate.
They talk about the drum beat. They imitate the drum beat. This is a drum beat that should be burned into Jinbei's mind if he had a single conversation with Fisher Tiger about why they're the Sun Pirates, why they're liberating slaves, who they are, what inspires them, and what makes them them.
But you know what he did have a reaction to, Zakk?
Well,
you know,
let me finish.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
Do you know who did have a reaction?
Who?
To Luffy?
Who?
The elephant!
The elephant.
Zunisha had to show up from the Florian Triangle. Zunisha had to arrive in Wano, go, yo, is that Joy Boy? Everyone get hype and leave.
Yes.
We had to bring in Zunisha. Before we go, wait a minute, before we have Jinbei be tied to the story in any conceivable way.
And then again, in Egghead, you know who else reacts to the sun deity? Mm-hmm. The robot in the basement. He's like, is that the drum beat I hear? Oh my goodness. The robot activates.
Oh, the Big Mac.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's what Jinbei does know, and this is very important. Jinbei had a big reaction to this one important transformation. He had a big reaction. No, to Sulong. This random thing that is mentioned very covertly by Wanda one time. Jinbei's on the ship saying, oh, the rumors were true. Jinbei, shut up. And I've talked about this before.
Jinbei heard about the Sulong transformation.
This random thing when Kara does it. What are you talking about? How would you know that? What? There's no context for you. Don't. The only
man have a single conversation with Fisher Tiger.
Like, the only mink you've ever even known possibly is Peckhams. And Peckhams didn't transform for you. You weren't on a mission with Peckhams. Shut up, Jinbei. I don't know if he did have a conversation with Fisher Tiger because this is ridiculous.
Because, like, you would think that Fisher Tiger, of all people, would want to spread that story.
I would, because...
But Oda didn't have the idea for this back when he wrote Fisher Tiger.
He couldn't have. I'm sorry, I can't believe that. I love you, Oda, but this is crazy.
Oda had the idea for this when Jinbei was fighting Who's Who.
Yes.
That's when this idea sprouted for Oda, and now he has to backtrack and actually, build the world in a realistic, unique way. But unfortunately, because he does this week to week, he can't think of how that affects Jinbei. And
I mean, if...
Me and you have a lot more time to think about Jinbei than Oda does.
True. That's why I think... this is... I swear this will be a movie. I've been talking to one of my buddies on the Discord, right? We've been talking about this.
Just add another 30 minutes to that?
You might have. I hope you're strapped in. We're gonna get to the chapter. I promise. I won't keep you. But like,
well, this is us talking about the chapter.
Yeah, it is. But
this is 100% us talking about the chapter because this is a very important detail that they've mentioned.
Yes.
Of the slaves telling the story. But go on.
It is been a belief that a friend of mine has held after I've talked to him about the gospel of hating Jinbei, that Jinbei is a red herring. If any character, which people think it's going to be Usopp, but
You
it's
think he's like a double agent, like
no,
a spy, or
not. He could be a spy, but the more likely outcome is that if anyone were to be sacrificed, it'd be him. It'd be him because he's got nothing going for him. People will swear up and down it's Usopp, which I'm like, why do
why
y'all?
would you kill Usopp?
What is the harboring on Usopp for? And this is not new. This has been going on for years. I've heard this multiple times
You're
over.
going to lose a piece of the show's soul if you sacrifice Usopp.
Yes.
This isn't Berserk.
No.
This isn't some seinen manga.
Like, and people will just, and here's the weird part I've noticed just about Jinbei in general. People don't think about him, but will become fans when you bring him up. Like right now, people listening to this podcast, you do not think about Jinbei on a daily basis when you think about One Piece. You don't. I know you don't.
No.
No one, anyone who says that's your favorite Straw Hat, I have some questions for you.
Have you ever met anyone who says that Jinbei is their favorite?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I'm not lying.
I've never met that person.
People will tell me. But see, people say this in defense of him. When I talk about him, people have said, oh, Jinbei's my favorite character. Because of the scene.
Do you ask them
Yes.
Do you ask them what their favorite aspect of Jinbei is?
Because he gave Luffy a pep talk after Ace died. That trumps every other character for them. I'm not joking.
I mean, I guess
that's better than anything Brook has done. That's better than anything Sanji has done. That's better than any feat of loyalty Zoro has done. That's better than nothing happened to them.
More importantly, you ask them what their favorite thing about a character is, and they said that they did a thing.
Yes.
PW, your favorite character is Brook. What's your favorite part of him?
The crippling humanity, or the loss of humanity he experienced, and the steady climb that he has to go through to get that back. The overcoming of loneliness to be with people that he has come to love. That's what I love about Brook.
My favorite thing about Sanji is the fact that he just can't help himself to put himself first in the path of danger. He's got like this self-sacrificing streak to him.
Yes.
Despite the fact that there are people more well-suited to certain situations than he is, he will always be the first one to be there to defend what he believes. He's the fastest there. First one in, last one out kind of guy. Loyal to a fault, self-sacrificing to a fault.
Even when he's putting his love for women on the line, because he did hold Khalifa off and he wasn't a distraction for Black Maria. Even though he could not fight them, he'd rather put himself in the way so they can't do any more damage.
Yeah. And I love that Sanji is the coolest guy in the room at all times.
Yes.
But he's such a dork and he's such a goober that he just can't.
Yes.
He's so close to being the coolest guy ever. But he's just not. Because he's such a dork.
And that's so funny. It's so good.
It's so funny.
And it's human. Like Brook asking, can I see your panties? Well, yeah, because he was on a ship alone for 5 decades and had to come back to a corpse of himself.
But you notice, when we talk about our favorite characters.
Yes.
We don't talk about, oh, my favorite thing about Sanji is when he got hit by lightning and he pulled up cigarette and he said, I want to smoke, and then died. But that was cool. We don't talk about the thing that they do. We talk about who they are.
Yes, because
I like characters, not avenues for plot. I don't like plot devices.
No. Powers are interesting and they are connected to the character, but that shouldn't be the only thing. Like the astral projection thing is the least interesting thing about Brook.
Like, you can have a moment.
Yeah.
You can have great moments.
Yeah.
Sanji trying to sacrifice his life so that he could be the guy that does let nothing happen.
Exactly.
Sanji on Whole Cake discovering that Pudding has been lying to him and wants to kill him and has been making fun of him because she just can't, and he's just sitting out there in the rain going,
oh.
I don't know if you can hear that.
No, that's good. That's a lighter he has, everyone.
Yeah. Trying to light a cigarette, but he can't because it's raining.
Jeez.
If you ain't been there, you ain't old enough.
Yeah.
That is such a human thing to go through. To be so completely and utterly lost and broken in a moment's notice like that.
Yeah.
The kind of wound that only time can heal.
Hey, everybody. Oh, you're all here. I'm so glad that was just a dream. I'm so glad that didn't happen. to wake up, to realize it did happen again.
Like, we could even talk about Sanji explain to Luffy why he shouldn't be on the crew. 1, I kicked you. 2, I betrayed you. 3, etc., etc. And Luffy, also goated character. Shut up and tell me what you want.
Exactly.
Luffy is a great character, not because of thing he does. I mean, my favorite Luffy moment is Robin saying, "Leave me here, I don't want to be alive anymore," and Luffy going, "I don't see why that's my problem."
Exactly.
But I love Luffy because despite the fact that he's a big idiot, a headstrong, bullheaded dummy, he is the most emotionally cognizant, smart, and stable person on the crew.
Yeah. Steadfast and reliable.
He's great.
He's great.
Because you can go in, you can go in about your drama. You can go in and be like, I'm just a poor German experiment. I was a failure and I was bullied and my girlfriend doesn't like me and I did a mean thing to my friends and I'm sad. Luffy's like, shut up. Shut up. What do you want? Tell me what you want. Let's do it.
He wants to go back home and cook on the Sunny. Yes,
I want to go back home to the Sunny.
Oh!
That is what makes Luffy an incredible character. His ability to just say, shut up and tell me what you want. I don't care about your stupid drama. I don't care about this nonsense. I don't care about you. Tell me what you want. Because I care about you.
So good. It's so good.
Luffy is such a good... Like, Luffy's amazing.
He is. Him. He is.
Luffy is amazing because he bounces off everyone. He is the rock that everyone needs. This is why I don't like stuff... This is why I don't like it when they try to make it the Luffy show.
Yeah, because it's not about...
Luffy
it's not about
needs his crew to be a compelling character.
And that's why him and Zoro work out so well, because Zoro's like the guy who, like, how can I say this?
Zoro's the guy who matches that wavelength the most.
Yes. I care about you. I also care about you, Captain. I will do what you need to get done.
Oh, your friend fell down the stairs? That sucks. Wanna go cut up a guy? Yeah, it sounds sick. Yeah.
And then there's me and Sake at the bar afterwards. Oh.
Yeah, it's just like, they just get it. Everyone else wants to be like so consumed by their drama. They don't care about that.
No.
And sometimes that's what you need.
Exactly.
You need somebody who's willing to cut through all of that nonsense, get to the heart of the problem, and kill that problem.
Because that is ultimately what will make you feel better.
Yeah.
Good
characters.
Good characters. Like this whole
Jinbei.
Like Jinbei, baby. Jennifer Babson, yes, Jinbei. I hate him so much. Like I don't hate him, but I hate him because this feels like I can't even say that because I was about to say this feels like a Grand Fleet member snuck his way into the main cabinet, but
No,
that's not even true.
Don't put down the Grand Fleet like that.
I can't because Bartolomeo is everything.
Bartolomeo is instantly one of the best characters in One Piece.
And he bounces off Cabbage so well. They're just Zoro and Sanji. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Because Cabbage just cares about fame, and he's a princely guy at the same time. If he goes to sleep, he turns into a terrible serial killer. That is amazing. He's mad because he didn't get his accolades, and then he's tricked into being part of the Grand Fleet because it gives him accolades. What? Yeah.
Dressrosa was so bad in so many ways. But it also amazes me, like, if you put Dressrosa in, like, a bubble.
Yeah.
And you just cherry pick the good stuff from it, you have probably the best arc in the entire series.
It do feel like that. It do. It kind of do.
There are so many incredible moments from Dressrosa. So many great characters introduced, one after another. Great moments between Straw Hats that aren't named Luffy. Usopp has his best moment in the entire series.
Yes.
And that is saying something as a lover of Thriller Bark.
We come back to the lie of 8,000 men. Oh, I bask in it. Oh, lies made true. So good. But yeah, because I look at like all the Grand Fleet. I know we've gone off the rails. We're on the rail. Forget about it.
I mean, this is an off the rails kind of podcast.
Yeah,
One Piece does to us. If you came here expecting anything different, I got some great news.
Yeah, buddy,
you're not getting it.
Because I look at Ideo, Blue Gilly, Abdullah, and G. Abdullah and G are just serial killers, first of all. But you have a cover story with the four of them going out. They run into Long Arm and Long Leg tribes having a feud. Our boys beat them up and says, "We don't care about your racial whatever. We're buddies, we're pals, you're making trouble, we're beating you up in the name of the Straw Hat. Bye-bye." There's your race story right there. Yeah. That it doesn't matter. People come together under the same flag as brothers in arms. They're friends. They're above all this petty nonsense. And at the end of the day, they sail off into the sunset.
And granted, one story about race, very good.
Yes.
Arlong Park was enough.
It actually was.
Pushing it forward into Shabodi was really good.
It was. Because it gave a concept for the world, too.
Fishman Island was close to being pretty okay.
Fishman Island had a lot of pitfalls.
But it still had some bright spots, even though it dropped the ball in a couple places.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the point of having a character that represents that?
And then when it comes up, you have nothing to say?
And you have nothing to say. Why are we here?
Why are we okay, getting to the chapter. We have a race thing in the chapter. This is more compelling.
Buccaneers, baby.
This is crazy.
The last is Kuma a true Buccaneer? Is he half?
I guess he's a true Buccaneer. I don't know how it works. Cause I guess the blood is stronger because we have characters like Chimney, right? The little girl from Water 7.
I remember Chimney.
She's 1/8 mermaid, so there's a idea of the blood getting more diluted as you go down the line. But
obviously Bonnie didn't get any of that.
But Bonnie may not be a biological child of Kuma.
Fair.
She may not be. We don't know. We don't know. It's up in the air. But based on
when it's revealed that she is the child of Kuma and Big Mom.
Or whatever Jenny is.
Yeah.
Which she could be a relative of Big Mom, which would be woo! You didn't get none of these traits, girly. Goodness. But yeah, This is a more compelling story than the brunt of Fishman Island.
And it was one well, technically like what, 3 chapters so far? Kuma backstory?
Yeah.
We condense it down, probably 1 chapter worth of stuff.
Yeah. I say 1 because this is where it like matters. Here's the punchy part, you know?
Yeah.
But
and granted, really good stuff.
It is. It's great.
It makes me mad thinking about the connotation of the slaves talking about Nika and having this be the first time that we have to hear about that. But it opens the world up, gives us some insight on the slaves, what they think about, what they talk about, the stories they tell, the feelings they have.
Yeah.
Makes them more characters, makes them more people. That's good. I like that. And I'm glad that we have more insight on what it's like to be a slave than Bonnie, or not Bonnie, but Boa.
Yeah.
Boa, who said, I was a slave, and then I left. And that was all we heard.
Basically. And then you have the hidden story of Boa Marigold's PTSD and why she gained all the weight. But we don't get into that. Which...
Yeah, then we see, like, Kuma being ridden like a dog in there, and then we see we see hints to it.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that we actually go in to be like, this is a slave colony. This is what the culture's like. And that's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
But I'm not thinking about Shinpei.
Yeah. But somebody on the Discord recently brought up something very interesting. So the Buccaneer thing, right? That may not be the translation, but there could be more members, like John Bart. You remember the big dude on Lost Crew?
Yeah.
John Bart, and then I forgot the other guys, but I would say John Bart, and then you remember the big dudes on Big Mom's crew, like they're relatives of Opera, the cream guy?
Yeah.
They kind of look like Jinbei because they kind of got like the big upper body, lower, smaller body thing.
Kind of hard to really tell.
It is.
I'm pretty sure they said that Kuma was the last of them.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, eh.
I'm pretty sure Kuma isn't meant to be the last one.
That would make sense. That's the other guy, Diamond Josu. But
although, Big Mom did say that she only didn't have what, 2 races?
3 races. People have been saying that too. I don't think Buccaneer is one of them. Because like Buccaneer, we're really related.
We know Lunarians and Giant.
Right. And like, if you put, Buccaneer...
They called the Buccaneer an extinct race. So she might not even know what Kuma is.
And
although she should, because that's her tism.
But here's the thing though, like, Wontons are like, they're given their own name, but they're a hybrid race, right?
Yeah.
They're fishmen and giant. Buccaneers seem to be treated in the same way because they're like humans with giant's blood, so they're just big, strong humans. So you kind of put them in the giant barrel. So you kind of classify them under giant. So I wouldn't classify them as their own race. They're like a subcat, like Onis.
Does Big Mom have Tontadas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Totana would be its own race, right? Totana's his own race. But I wouldn't say Buccaneer is its own race just yet, because it seems like a big subclass of giant. Like how you wouldn't consider ancient giants and giants different races. They're all kind of like under one umbrella. It'd be different if we were talking about like long arm and long leg, although they're unrelated.
Yeah.
I
would love for Oda to just reveal that the Tontadas are like single-handedly built to fight giants.
That would be amazing.
Because that's like something in dwarf mythology, right? Like dwarves and giants are always at war.
Yeah, which it makes it makes sense in One Piece. So you get a swarm of them, they probably take down a giant. I wonder if there are other Tontadas though, because now we got like 4 different flavors of giant.
Yeah.
There had to be other Tontadas, and then
I would love to see Tontadas based off of different insects. Arachnoid Tontadas. That'd be fun.
Yeah, or like different, like, because they're kind of like chipmunks or something.
They're like beetles. They're like bugs.
No,
they fly around and stuff.
No, that's they ride on insects.
They ride on insects?
Yeah, they ride on insects, and 2 of them transform into insects. But they're like weird little guys with these big bushy tails, like they're squirrels or something.
That's fun. Okay.
So maybe there are chipmunk tontatas or beavers. Oh, beavers that build dams. Oh, that's cool. I like it. Anyway,
I like tontatas, but anyway.
They're funny. I like them a
The
lot.
chapter. This is actually us getting away from the chapter.
Yes.
But Buccaneers.
Buccaneers, yeah, they're cool. They're good. I wonder what this means for the series at large, like in talking about Bonnie and such, because if she's a blood relative of Kuma, that's interesting.
Yeah. Also, was it entirely necessary to make Kuma this super special, unique, extinct race?
No, because
he was already a fallen king that became a slave, that rose out of slavery, became a pirate, got amnesty from his king for his kingdom by becoming a warlord.
Also a founder of the Revolutionary Army.
A founder of the Revolutionary Army, and the blueprint for the Marines' greatest weapon.
Basically, which has now become a series of weapons.
Yeah.
It's a PX series now, which is crazy, but
was it entirely necessary to, it feels like they're doing the same thing that they did with Succubus woman. What's her face?
Sussy.
Yeah. And it's like, we need this character to feel more important. Please, quick, put more modifiers on her.
And now the only holder of a paramecia fruit that gives you animalistic traits, which is weird in itself.
Do we know that she's a paramecia?
I mean, no, I'm talking about Kuma.
Kuma, yeah.
Because the paws and the barriers.
I guess that's fair.
That's just weird in itself, but Stussy's probably a Zoan. But anyway.
I mean, I've seen devil fruits really mess with your body in more unique and crazy ways than that.
Yeah.
Devil fruits could just do that sometimes.
That's true. I can't wait till he eats the fruit, too. Because I wonder, when was the point when that happened?
Yeah.
Because it's a weird point in his history.
Did they do it like they did with Boa, where they thought it would be funny and just gave him fruit?
Which I'm thinking...
Could you imagine what a blunder it would be to give someone a fruit that would allow them to leap off the island and leave?
Yeah. And reject...
Wouldn't it be funny if I gave my slave the flying fruit?
Backstory of Shiki, everyone.
Backstory of Shiki.
In which Chapter 0 apparently has an anime adaptation now that you can watch.
Horrible.
So...
terrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Did you see Garling Figureland in the past?
Oh.
Jimmy Neutron head individual.
Yo! And he gave somebody a brain blast.
He looks so stupid.
Also, if
they just gave Shanks Jimmy Neutron.
He is Jimmy Neutron. Oh, that's the thumbnail, by the way.
They just gave Shanks half of the moon head and be like, "This is him."
Thank you for the.
It looks so stupid.
Thank you for the thumbnail idea. And possibly the background of this video.
Yeah.
Cause my goodness, Shanks, you are a fraud. You are.
Well, Shanks being related to royalty doesn't mean anything. Until we know more about Shanks, that who you're related to doesn't mean anything.
That's true. But here's the weird.
Ford taught us that.
Yeah. Here's the weird part, though. Shanks is usually drawn in a particular way. His hair is always shaded in, even in his black and white manga. It always has a gradient to it. Garling doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the red hair comes from, because it doesn't come from Garling.
Oh yeah, Garling definitely needs to have white hair, or else you won't have that Mac tonight. Look, baby! It's gotta be white, baby!
It's gotta be white!
Out of all of the characters that you could make to represent a powerful peon of the world government. Mac tonight.
Yes. Mac
I
tonight,
know
baby.
it wasn't on purpose, but that's so funny.
It's so good.
God, he looks so dumb.
He's so dumb. The fit is clean. The hair is
No,
wild.
it's
Yes,
not.
it is. Look at
No,
him.
it's not. He looks. It's way over designed.
Yeah.
This man looks like a stupid Guilty Gear character.
Yeah.
He looks terrible. Also, I love Kuma's dad.
Clap is good.
He's good.
I love Clap. Oh. I love his name is Clap too, because that's what Kuma does. Anyway.
Man, his death. They killed this man off in 3 panels.
He just shoots him in front of the child. Goodness gracious.
Zero care. Shut up with that story. Bang.
Bang.
Dead. End of that.
Which is crazy because, like, you just kill these rare pets of yours. Just.
We can get more.
I guess so.
What, am I gonna have to pay for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then look at this guy. He's already broken.
True.
He's got a slash across his eye. He's got some weird stain on his shirt. He looks weird and dumb. I'll get a better one.
Yeah, we got the little baby, and he's going to be a fine lad. I can feel it.
Like that. Those 3 panels do so much more to really emphasize like how awful of a situation this is.
Yeah.
Than any grand God Valley is where we hunt humans for sport. Because this is way more intimate. This is way more human.
Yes.
And thus really builds into them being not human.
Exactly. They're monsters.
They lack that empathy. They're just monsters. They're allowed to do whatever they want.
It
sucks.
And it's also, it gives the gray area of the situation a bit more interest, because you have the Don Quixote family, which has been like the focus of interest with the Celestial Dragons. Because you have Homing, then you have Miosgar. Miosgar was the guy that was changed by Otahime.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Doflamingo, because like Doflamingo, he's evil, but he's weirdly more human because he's evil. He's not like an unapproachable evil like a celestial dragon.
He's a sociopath.
Yeah, he's a sociopath. And he has room for compassion, which is weird.
Yeah. He cares about his stuff.
Right.
Of course I care about my stuff. I like my stuff. Your stuff I couldn't care less about.
Exactly.
Your stuff, it dies. That's funny. My stuff? It dies. You're dying.
Yes. Well,
that's my stuff.
That's my stuff. Which then plays into his whole ability of being a puppeteer and all that. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's more context to it. Here, it's just kind of like mindless slaughter, which makes a lot of them seem just like animals. But
also, I've seen a meme.
Oh yeah.
Garp when God Valley is being used as a traditional annual human hunt.
I mean,
versus Garp when Zakk tries to stop it.
That the fraud allegations continue. Because we're gonna see Zakk. You know what? This is kind of okay. We're theory piecing now. Okay, we know how we saw Buggy on the front of this chapter.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Zakk. Zakk is going to pull up and be a clown. I'm putting all my money on it.
I hope so much. Oh, I hope so much. Could you imagine the 2 major forces of this fight are Garling and Zakk?
Yes.
And they are both the fathers.
Yes.
Of Buggy and Shanks.
Yeah. And I hope Zakk wears Garling out. Oh, if he beats the brakes off of Garling, this big.
He has to beat the brakes off of Garling. It took the Marines and the Roger Pirates to beat them.
Oh, and that is what summons Garp to be there. Because then, I guess if an admiral shows up, he beats the brakes off the admiral, whomever that may be.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any context of who the admirals are at this moment in time. Yeah. Oh, I hope it's a big clown. I hope a big... And that makes him the hero of One Piece.
This will be...
Oh my god.
This will be an Odin level flashback.
It will be. We're here
in terms of absolute hype. If we get to see Rox Diza back.
Oh,
in the flesh.
I hope he says, you all hunting people on God Valley think you're flashy. Oh, if he says, please say it. Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, he needs to get beat by a big clown. That's so funny. And that will ultimately prove that Bucky comes from better stock than Shanks.
Well, what matters is not the stock you come from. What matters is the man you become.
True.
And Buggy is becoming a much greater man than Shanks could ever hope to be.
Because, like you have said, there's going to be a time in the story where Mihawk looks himself in the mirror and says, I would kill anyone for that clown.
I will fight to the death anyone who stands in the way of this man becoming the Pirate King.
And when it happens, it's going to be so powerful. And everyone is going to be so upset.
When Mihawk dies.
No! Oh no! When
Mihawk pulls up the sword and says, "That's my captain," is going to be against the enemy that kills him.
No. It might be himself, actually. If S-Hawk.
No.
I could see it. Which would be dumb.
S-Hawk?
Yeah.
S-Hawk couldn't even beat Zoro.
Now, he couldn't beat him. Not later.
I mean, I guess.
Because, I mean, this plot point, they're not going to stay children forever.
They're not going to stay children forever, but how much stronger can they get?
Exponentially, so. Because they're Lunarians.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think they already have all the power that they need.
But in a game...
Mihawk's stuff is technique, and he's already got all the technique. He can't get better at sword fighting.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll put a pin on it, but we'll see.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, The Kuma one's weird. The S-Bear one's weird. The S-Shark one I'm rooting for.
I want S-Clown!
S-Clown would be sick.
Please, Oda, I need him!
Because it would be funny if Vegapunk knew, but Buggy didn't know. So he was chomping at the bit to clone Buggy, that he was the son of Zabek.
I don't want that.
Oh.
Do you know why I want him to clone Buggy?
Why?
Because I want him to be utterly ashamed that he cloned a Yonko and it somehow ended up so weak.
Yeah, oh, failure piece.
Failure piece. That's what I want to be like, I cloned a Yonko. He was supposed to be stronger than this, but something went wrong. Clone him again!
What? Yeah, I guess he would be, because he doesn't have the chutzpah.
First I tried to clone Whitebeard and that failed. Now I tried to clone Buggy and that failed. Is there something about being a Yonko that I can't clone? There has to be something here.
Can't clone charisma, baby.
Can't clone... Well, I don't know.
Wait. Well, yeah, Dolphy.
I mean, Boa.
Boa doesn't have charisma.
Her fruit is dependent on her being a cute little baby.
Oh, that's true. Forgot about that.
People that they like her.
That's true. Because she does the funny, like, hoo-hoo, and they're like, aw. Right. Yeah. Correct. You're correct. My bad. But anyway, Shanks is a big fraud.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't even know about Fraud Piece yet.
Okay.
Like, Shanks is such a weird character because Oda refuses to do anything with him. So of course we're going to have these allegations. And
he changed the way that he works, like, mid-story, I feel. Because
he doesn't feel like the same character that he was at the start.
No, I agree with what you've said in the past. And it's weird because, like, in East Blue, he's Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
He's funny pirate man.
He's a funny pirate man. I want to sit down and have a beer with the guy.
Yes.
I want to hang out with this guy. He's a little bit lackadaisical, but you know what? He's fun-loving, adventurous, and cool. I like that.
And now
And then when the chips are down, he'll be like, well, you shouldn't hold a weapon up to a man. Because you just might get hurt. That's cool.
And
he's cool.
And the fact he has such command over like his men. Yeah. In that way. Like it's not even like a command, it's just second nature.
It was such a perfect way to introduce what pirates are in this world.
Yes.
And it's good. And I like it a whole lot.
And then we get Dr. Manhattan.
And then we get him showing up to a Marijoa going, I have to talk about that guy. That last we saw of Shanks until he showed up at Wano going, I have to promote film rec.
Yeah.
And that was the last we've seen of Shanks until Elbaf.
And then he's like, haha, small child, you too can be pirate. Thanks,
Elbaf is unforgivable.
Yeah, that's wild.
Elbaf is where we should have gotten old Shanks again.
No.
Elbaf is where we should have him loudly guffawing at a joke. And putting a hat on a child going, you're a big dumb idiot. There's no way that we'd let you on our ship. You stupid. You idiot. And the kid going, oh, you suck. I'm going to be big fire and beat you up later.
And then
Shanks laughs.
He laughs, and then he falls into a giant's mug full of gruel or like ale. And he's like, oh.
That's the Shanks that I want to see. Like, the Shanks that we got is, I'm Shanks. Oh, it seems that kid is attacking us. Time to kill him. I killed kid. Come, Dory. Come, Bragi, my friends, for some reason.
Come, my third and right hands or whatever. Kill this kid pirate and his gang of punk rock bangers.
Like Shanks shows up partying in serious mode.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense.
He doesn't laugh.
He doesn't even laugh.
He doesn't laugh once. Why isn't Shanks laughing when he's partying with his friends?
And then he turns to Beckman and says, well, time to go get that One Piece. Like, what?
Like, a child shows up because they want us to be reminded that Luffy was also a child once.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! And a child shows up and suddenly he's a responsible adult?
Ew.
Shanks?
Ew. Very icky. Don't like it.
What?
You should have offered the giant child a beer, and then he says no, or like offered him milk, like back in the day. And he says, "Oh, gee, thanks," and they all laugh.
Yeah, offer him a beer, and he goes, "Yes, I'm a big, strong, giant man." He drinks it, and it's apple juice, and everyone laughs.
Exactly.
He's like, "Wow, this beer is delicious." He slaps him on the back and says, "That's because it's apple juice, kiddo." And everyone has a big laugh, and everyone goes, "Guys! Do you remember chapter 1?
The fact that...
That's how you do a chapter 1.
Yeah.
Not him going, I'm a responsible man. You are a child. Luffy was a child. Let's go kill kid.
The fact that Lucky Roux isn't sitting on a big giant piece of meat is criminal. Why are you even in Elbaf then? Isn't why you're here so Lucky Roux can get the biggest piece of meat? Like, what is the point of partying in Elbaf? I bet you Luffy's going to get a big piece of meat.
Oh, definitely.
And he's going to turn into Nika to eat it or whatever. I don't know. But,
do you know what we need on Elbaf? We need Zoro and Sanji to be written out of the entire arc.
Oh. Because
they're too busy hunting on Elbaf.
That's what it should be. All the giant game. Make it a little garden. Run it back.
You have to do that.
Run it back, yes. And give Oda an excuse to draw a bunch. Turn it to Monster Hunter. Just make it Monster Hunter. Have them go around like in Strong World 2, fighting all these weird big animals. Do it.
I want Elbaf so badly to be a half crew ensemble.
Yeah, we
I want Elbaf to be more like Whole Cake.
Yeah.
Where it's not the entire crew. We have reasons to write them out. They can deal with a more pedestrian problem. Which I don't think is going to be the case anymore in the entire story.
Don't say that.
Given how high the stakes are now.
Yes, Zakk.
Do you think we're going to get a single arc that doesn't have a Gorosei attached to it now?
Am I allowed to lie?
No.
Then no. It's a Gorosei, if not a Gorosei, a what do you call it? Seraphim attack. A Yonko Seraphim, because Big Mom's gonna come.
The Seraphim are way too pedestrian for this now.
Oh yeah, right. A Big Mom comes back, the entire legion of the Big Mom pirates falls onto Elbaf, and then Jupiter, or whatever his name is, shows up. The one that looks like Sanji. With the beard, and he shows up and says, I have the cockatrice fruit. Tremble before my chicken power.
I have no idea who you're talking
about. What's his? I think his name is okay, the Five Elders, right?
Oh, Sanji's dad.
Yeah.
They called him. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Because you said Jupiter. I was like, you mean Uranus? What?
Yeah, Uranus isn't one. Uranus and Pluto aren't counted.
Yeah.
Because
I was thinking, like Big Mom shows up, having homified whatever weapon is underneath Wano.
Yeah,
is what I want.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, he is Jupiter. I looked like Shepherd Jupiter.
Okay.
Saint Shepherd Jupiter, and then Organi shows up, and that's
Zoro's fight or whatever.
Yeah, Nosjuro, whatever. I think that's just Mercury.
Like, I just want.
I don't know. Whatever.
Before the end of the story, I just want one more. Even though it's probably my least favorite arc, I want one more Long Ring Long Land.
Yeah, that's gonna happen, no doubt.
I want one more just pedestrian arc where the stakes are high to the character.
Yes.
But they're not high to the world.
No. Like Thriller Bark too. Like that was just like enclosed. Because what I want out of Elbaf, we need to have a Luffy. All the lore should really be handled by Robin and Usopp. I'm fine with that. You have the Viking lore, and then Robin going up to Saul and having a moment and studying and giving us lore, whatever.
Usopp absolutely has to get a major fight in Elbaf.
Yeah.
Usopp absolutely needs to unlock his observation haki.
Or Conquerors. Ooh.
Usopp needs something.
Yeah.
This is a world where every single character in the new world has some form of haki, except for most of our Straw Hats.
Yeah.
How did it come to this?
This is wild. It's but thank goodness Jinbei has haki.
Of course Jinbei has haki. He's a warlord.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying that you should take away haki from Jinbei. That's not even giving Jinbei special privileges. Mm-hmm. You should just give the rest of them.
Yeah.
something.
But Bonnie and Luffy should be off most of the arc eating giant food. And Elbaf I'm talking about.
Like, I want Elbaf to be way more pedestrian.
Yeah.
I want Elbaf to be like a political maneuvering from Loki.
It should be, actually. Maybe he's fighting for the throne between himself and Thor, because Thor has a wife and he doesn't. And Odin doesn't like that, because like, you need to have a queen before you ascend the throne and be a big man. He's like, I don't even care about you, Dad.
And he takes one look at Nami and goes, that's her.
That's my girl, Dad. A human? Yeah, Dad. Like,
let's make Loki Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
Odin Propane son. That giant ain't right.
Screw you, Dad, and your propane product. That's my purse. I don't know you.
Loki, I done told you a million times. You gotta get married before you can ascend to the throne. I don't know.
I don't know, Dad. Or
What if I told you about hanging out with them pirate folk, Loki?
They're cool, Dad, like you.
I don't know, Dad. Everyone's doing it.
Everyone's a pirate, Dad. Look at Brogan and Dory, Dad. #1 podcast on YouTube, boys.
This is the high quality content you come for.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe now.
Please do. And now here's a thought. Now, if Bonnie's the biological daughter of Kuma, maybe Loki smells the giant in her and he says, "Ooh, a lady." So, like, Nami doesn't have to be the damsel for a change, which that's cool.
Yeah.
I
mean, when is Nami the damsel?
I mean, not really.
I mean, Nami's the damsel in like one arc.
Yeah,
That's Arlong.
In like one movie.
Movies aren't canon; those don't count.
That's true. Yeah, right. No, she's not.
I was about to say Nami is the damsel just as much as Robin is.
Yeah, like Rob is the
just
damsel.
as much as Sanji is.
Yeah, true. You got me. Okay, you got me.
Oh, Lord.
That's going in. Oh, no, you're absolutely.
You have Nami in a Yonko, deep in Yonko territory, and she takes out half of Big Mom's forces by herself.
Yeah, and assistant taking out a commander. So,
God, that was so sick.
That's so cool, bruh. I love Tank Man.
How did Whole Cake do it?
I don't know. It's about food. It's just about a bunch of food powers. But then you have political intrigue. You have a political marriage. Then you have gangsters. Then you have
turned it into a gangster film.
Oh,
in my wacky pirate manga that is doing is trying to be a Disney movie.
Gangsters in Candyland, baby.
That is also a love story.
Yes.
How?
I don't even know.
Like every other arc, this would have been Oda tried to put too much crap in it. It's going in too many directions. He can't focus on anything that he wants to, and it's bloated and it's bad. But somehow it just works in Egghead.
And
not in Egghead, but in
and the funny thing about Whole Cake versus Wano, there are more named characters in Whole Cake than in Wano.
Yeah.
And that's so funny to me. With more abilities, mind you. But Wano is still worse. It's so...
I don't know. Are there more named characters in Whole Cake?
There are 86 named characters. Just from Big Mom alone.
Yeah.
All of them have names. And most of them show up on screen.
Yeah, but Wano has all of the named characters of the good guys and the bad guys.
Right, there are two factions. Oh.
We have all the scabbards, we have all of the shinobi. We have all of his smiles.
Yeah, all the freaks. Yeah,
we have all of them. We have all of the guys at Udon, Kids Crew,
Law's crew, Hawkins, Pooh, the oh no,
the numbers. Like, there's a lot of characters.
Nah, yeah, I didn't think about that.
That's one of my issues with Wano, is that it tried to be about too many things at once, and it was all of these different factions. It's the same problem that I had with Dressrosa.
And because of theming, there have to be 10 numbers, because you have to have a 10 number cards, a jack, a queen, and a king.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that was worse. I retract my statement.
Joker baby.
A Joker baby. And then a ace who is
and then you had other characters like
Hold'em and Yamato and baby that makes the food from her cheeks.
Tama and Toko and Ace's crew.
And Toko's...
I wouldn't count Ace, but...
Yeah, I mean...
Yasuie and...
No, I count Ace. He took up time from the arc. No, put in Ace. Forget it.
Yeah, then you have Yasuie, and you have
Orochi.
Orochi and all of his goons, and the Yakuza.
Then you have his goons, the old lady, the barrier dude.
And then you have the samurai, and then you have Yokozuna,
the ninjas,
and Kinemon's wife,
and
Big Mom and her crew.
Yeah, Para and the Mink.
There's a lot of named characters in Wano.
Yeah, no, I retract that.
There's so many characters in Wano. There are so many.
There are a lot. And then you've got Marco.
Did they ever name the shipwright that Frankie was working with?
Yeah, he does have a name.
There you have him.
You have him. You have oh yeah, that's the smile. Bao Wang. That was on the little squirrel girl on Beast Pirates.
You have Tama's pet.
Yeah, the weird teapot Tanuki. You have Onimaru, which is the fox that becomes the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Shimonsuke clan.
The entire Shimonsuke clan. Zoro's granddad.
Ryuma, technically.
The sword. I wouldn't say Ryuma. He's like
yeah,
nowhere in the arc.
That's fair.
But do we count the swords?
They're named characters. You might as well say. Whatever.
They are named and they have character designs.
You got the animals too, like the Lord of the Mountain or whatever, the pig.
Yeah.
And his baby or her baby, whatever. That's a named character.
And you have Odin and all of his boys.
The random sumo.
Beard's crew and Raj.
The sumo that Luffy fights.
I already said Yokozuna.
Oh, I forgot his name. Oh my goodness. Oh, right.
I'm sure his name was just Yokozuna.
Oh, and then you have the other what do they call the mayors of the towns? The daimyo?
Yeah.
The fight Kaido.
Oh yeah, and Hyogoro.
Right. And Hyogoro, the gangsters, yeah. Yakuza.
God, there's so many.
And then they add more in the filler. Because there are more smiles. There's Alpaca Man, there's Bear Man.
Alpaca Man's filler?
Oh, wait a minute. Is he?
He's an udon, isn't he?
Uh-oh. Wait.
I could be wrong.
I'm gonna look him up.
Alpaca Man. Quick, Google. Alpaca Man. One Piece. I could have sworn he was an udon. Yeah, he's in the manga.
Oh, yep. Yep, no, he is. Oh, he's got a weird cod piece on his groin. Ew.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Oh,
he's disgusting.
Oh no. Oh, and he's
as
just
all of the smiles are.
He's just slobbering everywhere. Oh, why did I look this up? No. Okay, we're in the gutter right now.
Slave Emporio Ivankov, baby.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back, baby.
Oh,
absolute legend.
Oh, this is interesting.
I love Eva so much.
This is interesting because this is before any Devil Fruit shenanigans and before he became Dr. Frankfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And you know what's funny about this?
What?
Entirely ambiguous as to what gender they are.
Yeah. Well, no, Jenny calls him Big Bro, but that might not be an official.
He might have been Okama from this point. Who knows?
Yeah, Okama way. Yeah, when did the new Kama thing start? Because I think that's a movement he started.
Oh, this is. I'm looking at the color page. This is already very cringe, and I don't like it.
Oh yeah, no.
They made Garling's hair red.
That's wrong.
Disgusting.
It's wrong.
I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's not.
Is wrong.
It's not shaded. It's wrong. It's white.
Yeah, we'll have to see because it's hard to tell with Oda anymore.
Yeah, he's super consistent with Shanks. That's why I'm really hard on this. It's like and he did it with Uta as well because Uta's her model sheets for the movie,
Yeah.
they're shaded in. The side of her head where it's red, it's shaded in. And she had like a weird manga special too in several chapters, and her red hair is shaded. It has a gradient, so I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? And maybe not. In this other translation I was reading,
you know what? Maybe this is Oda very subtly telling us that this isn't Shanks. This isn't related to Shanks in any way.
Which, okay. If that's true,
They
goodness.
just put Shanks' head on this Jimmy Neutron motherfucker.
It's so great though.
Everything about him sucks.
I
think like the outfit, is that like trying to be like French Musketeer?
It's like French Musketeer mixed with the spacesuit because he's got the weird dials on his chest.
Yeah, like it's so over the top. It's so over designed.
It is over the top, just like the music intro.
Why would you design a character like this?
Because it's cool.
Oda, don't you realize you're gonna have to draw this guy a lot?
But not close up. Like this time here, he'll be very far away. And then
even very far away, that's a lot of things you have to shade.
Yeah, doodle piece though, baby. Look at him when the celestial drag just fawning over him.
See, yeah, that's still an over the top design.
Yeah.
You had to focus more on his clothes than his face.
True. Oh, also, Saturn is old in the past, which is interesting. And he has a scar. Also interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So, literally no time has passed for Saturn. So, that theory about them having, like, the surgery...
the eternal surgery is probably true.
Yeah. But yeah, back to young Ivankov. Here's something I didn't know. Emporio is his last name.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought that was a title. So his actual name is Emporio Ivankov.
Unless he's already got the title, baby.
Yeah! But I wonder is...
Because Jenny doesn't have a full name.
Right, Jenny's just Jenny. Bruh. Okay, so the theories have been going down, right? People have been talking. People have been whispering. Jenny is one of two people. One, she's Bonnie's mother, which is, I think, the more appropriate one.
Would make sense.
Or two, she's Luffy's mom, which is the more outlandish one that I've grown not to like now.
Missing tooth? Eating meat?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think she's Lucky Roo.
Yo! the journey of that. My goodness.
Could you imagine?
I don't think I could handle that. Though if she's Bonnie's...
But wait a minute.
But wait a minute. If you squint really hard, you go back to chapter 816. That's a bit. I'm not serious, but she could be Bonnie's mother, though. I could see it.
Probably.
If Kuma is like her biological father, I could see that.
Yeah.
Since seeing us out, also, Kuma.
She gets a title card. She's
important.
Really important in some way.
She is. Also, Kuma has met Ivankov before Dragon has.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I mean, they're all founders of the Revolutionaries.
But the fact that I was always under the impression that Dragon met one of them first. I didn't think they would meet up with each other first. So, this means that a falling out happened at one point.
Between Kuma and Dragon?
Kuma and Ivankov. I think so. Because Ivankov seems to be like a weird driving force.
What are you even talking about?
I'm so suspicious about Ivankov.
Yeah, he's a very suspicious guy.
Yeah. Also, where did that power come from? Probably from the same place as Bonnie. Not Bonnie's, Boas. Because that seems like a parlor
the
trick.
hormone fruit?
Yeah, it seems like a parlor trick power.
Maybe.
So I could see the celestial dragons giving him that because it's like, or her. I'm not really sure. Like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if the slaves changed gender for entertainment?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see that.
Listen. We have all of these big, bulky slaves for moving, but if we also could turn them into attractive woman slaves, that means we won't have to buy 2 slaves.
And
then we could have 1 slave.
See, that's what they're thinking.
And then we could have twice as many slaves. Dude, it's brilliant. I'm a genius, of course you are.
As he eats his big piece of meat.
Please buy me twice as many slaves. Oh, I should say 4 times as many slaves. Ooh.
Do they eat with the bubbles on? No, right?
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever seen them eat.
Do they? Oh no, they have a food supply because that's what the revolutionaries like tampered with.
Yeah, they do eat.
Yeah, but we've never seen them eat.
I don't think we've ever seen it.
Oh, that's right. Mjolnir's dad is like a big goober, ain't he? I just remember how he looked.
It's so weird because, like, in the One Piece world, ravenously stuffing yourself is considered a sign of what good guys do.
Exactly. Relatable.
With the exception of Wano.
Yeah, true.
That's Wano.
That's Wano.
So, like, I guess that might be why we've never really shown a celestial dragon just, like, stuffing his face at all times. Why don't we have, like, a Lord Guru of the celestial dragons? Why don't we have a guy who is just, like, an entire room? He's just that fat.
Yeah, because they certainly exist in the Marines. That guy's filler, though, but still, that's very funny.
I'm about to misuse my hand upside your head. Like, why don't we have that as a celestial dragon?
Yeah, but
you know that they don't exercise.
Well, they've seen combat, though.
The Celestials.
Oh no, my bad. No, not the Celestials. I'm thinking about the 5 elders. No, the Celestials have not. No.
They should all be tremendously absurdly obese.
Like it takes 2 ships to transport one.
Do you think that Kaido could do that to Sanji?
I don't think so.
Take him out in one hit?
No.
I mean, he did that to Luffy.
Yeah.
But that was before the training.
And he did that with effort.
Yeah.
This is no effort. This is blinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's his power. That's still effort.
Yeah.
His power seems effortless. Like, Sanji took a blow that knocked Big Mom unconscious.
True.
And he was fine.
That's why this is so weird.
He's like, how strong is this guy if we're jobbing Sanji to him?
Yeah. Also, you know, Kuma's going to come in to save the day.
I guess. What could Kuma do?
Push Saturn into the ocean.
Saturn can teleport.
Not when he's drowning.
Maybe.
Or the giant robot comes to save the day.
Like the giant robot is the Chekhov's gun here.
Yeah, true.
It's gonna be useful in some way.
Huh.
I just hope that the giant robot gets up and starts moving around, and then Tsunisha shows up and goes, "Hey, is that the giant robot? Yo!" And then leaves.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
By the way, we forgot Carrot pulls her off the boat.
Yeah. No! Also, important shield of the day, Bonnie does not like carrots. Just remind... reminding everybody.
Quite interesting.
Oh, I cannot wait for Bonnie to join the crew. Oh, I'm so excited. And for Jinbei to die. Well,
I can't get over how stupid that was.
He's so dumb. I love him.
So absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, also, important thing to point out. When Bonnie's thinking about Kuma, this is before he gets the eye surgery. Because he's wearing glasses here.
Oh.
Kuma's
Pick that up.
He's really interesting because he's like it's been very subtle, but we've seen his transformation in so many steps. We've seen him without the fruit. We've seen him with the fruit. We've seen him with the fruit before the surgeries. We've seen him after the surgeries. It's a lot of them. There's a lot of variants of them. Because like when he's talking to Vegapunk about his power, that's still him pre-surgery. He's just wearing glasses. Cyborg surgery, that is.
Yeah.
Super weird.
I still can't get over this stupid story. When I was a boy, I wanted to be just like Nika. Shut up! No!
He loves Nika.
And that really should not make me as angry as it does. Like, it's not the fact that they're really trying to ham fist all of this Nika stuff suddenly into the story.
Yeah. Because
Oda has to cover his bases as to, oops, I invented this extremely important thing.
Yeah.
3/4 of the way through the series.
Oops.
And now I have to retroactively add it into the lore. I get that. But I hate that.
Yeah, well, those who are thinking it's going to end in 100 chapters, I got some bad news for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa, what is up with that guy?
What are you looking at?
When Kuma's talking to Bonnie about Nika, there's a shot with a bunch of Marines. And there's one Marine that looks like an onion-headed person leaning forward with like a top hat that looks like a cannon.
What?
Let me share my screen real quick.
All right. So he's got like a cannon fruit.
Or something. I mean, he can't have the cannon fruit.
Oh, he can.
Because Lasur has that.
No, he's a dog.
Oh no, that's a cannon. That's the dog fruit.
And then Baby 5 is just the weapons fruit.
The weapons fruit. So yeah, he could be just the cannon fruit.
You are, or he just could be a big gun. I mean, that's the same thing, but yeah.
Very fun.
I did not notice that. Thank you, bruh. That's a short. Well,
he's just there. He's just chilling.
Yeah. He's crossing his arms, pointing his hat like a gun. Yo! And it looked like his
little things.
Yeah. I hope there's a fruit reveal about him at one point.
I think this is that.
Maybe.
Don't worry, it'll be in the SBS.
It will be in the SBS. Oda-san, I saw this strange guy pointing his head like a gun. What's up with that? Oh yeah, he's got the gun fruit. He can make himself into a gun. Isn't that fun?
Knowing Oda, he would brush it off as something else.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said something related to sexual acts with the things. You should be more careful with your wording. Goodbye. A lot of things to talk about. Also, Ivankov is wearing a Speedo, like Frankie, because he's super. Of course. And just like Frankie, he's also got stars.
On the Speedo, yeah. Huh. I didn't notice that. Also, what is Kamabaka Queendom at this point? What is it, I wonder?
Non-existent, probably.
Because the land is probably there.
It's probably just some island in the Grand Line that they found and discovered.
Yeah. Huh.
That's what I like to think. Like, you know how big the One Piece world is?
Right, yeah.
Do you know how many islands you could just find?
True.
Where there's probably nobody on there?
True.
Or just one hilarious hermit guy going, "Hello! Welcome to my land!"
I am trapped in a box. My name is Gaimon.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you know how many Gaimons there are in this world?
Yeah.
Probably tons.
Tons. And he still has a weird little arrow chin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's everything.
What if Sanji is pinned down because Vega
Oh no.
Anyway.
Oh no!
Subscribe to Polypede.
Subscribe to Reddit Sephiroth.
We'll see y'all in the next one.
We'll see y'all in the next one. This was a spooky Friday the 13th episode because
it's spooky because One Piece.
Bye-bye! Oh, wait. We didn't talk about anything spooky. Man. Well, boo.
Really.
Boo! Boo!